Hammer, and this is Godchat number 1. I just did my son's podcast. It's called Army Hammer Time, and it is raw, it's real, it got funny and wacky, and there were so many comments on that podcast, and people either basically said I was crazy because of my faith, or they liked it. So I thought, you know what, let's do little God chats, and every week, let's just teach a fun story out of the Bible, and maybe the Bible can become more understood and realize that God only intends good for his people. So I would like to title this one, You Can Be the Right Person, but in the Wrong Place. And then on the next one, I'm going to say it's going to be the wrong person, yet in the right place. And God can use both. So Jonah was called by God to go to Nineveh. Nineveh was the most pagan city, sinful city there was at that time. It was the largest city in the world. They said it was a 3-day journey to cross from one end of Nineveh to the other. Well, I Googled how far is East Compton in LA to the shores in Santa Monica, and it's about 24 miles, which means it would be about a 3-day journey, and it's probably the same size. And Jonah said, I'm not going. It's a huge city. They're all sinful. They're all pagans. They will literally chew me up and spit me out. Well, he didn't exactly say that, but God said, really? So he was swallowed by a whale, taken to the shores of Nineveh, coughed out of the whale. Now, and skeptics go, come on, you don't really believe that, do you? He's God. So just work with me here for a second. So Jesus even referred to Jonah, so we know he was a real person, and there was a huge conversion in Nineveh. They all went from worshiping their god Dagon to, and by the way, Dagon was half man, half fish. So don't you think God has such a sense of humor that when Jonah refused to go, he was swallowed up by a whale or a huge fish, we're not sure exactly what kind, and taken to the shores of Nineveh and literally coughed out of the whale onto the beach, and all the bystanders go, oh my gosh, is this Dagon? Is this the God? Because he came out of a fish and now he's man. Don't you think that's funny that God would do it in that particular way? But the bottom line was he was the right man, but he was in the wrong place because he refused to go and he was disobedient to the Lord. And how did that work out for him? Not so well. Swallowed up by a whale. But because he finally was obedient to the Lord, he went to Nineveh, and there was one of the largest conversions that ever happened. And almost the entire city turned and started worshiping the one true God. Then Jonah became the right man at the right place.